Hey, what's going on, guys? Tropical Fish Guy here. Today we're going to be talking about doing a major overhaul on the indoor mini pond here. So, as you might be able to tell, I don't know if I'm close enough, but the sound of the water flowing from the top of the pump here into the water, it's very loud, and you would think that it would be soothing and comforting. It was there at first, and you're like, oh, you're overreacting, whatever. But it gets kind of when it gets loud, it gets kind of overbearing a little bit, and kind of becomes unpleasant, believe it or not. But we're gonna be redoing this whole thing right here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this type of filter. I'm gonna change this filter out and put a waterfall kind of filter thing on it. So instead of the pump pumping out the water here, it will pump the water into the box and then flow into the mini pond, right? And I'm gonna stick it over there so people can't see it, but I think it's gonna be like a waterfall kind of effect, and the sound will probably be a lot more soothing than this. But that's not the only reason why. Probably the main reason why is as the water comes out of this riser here, this tube here, and hits the water inside the tub, it splashes out onto the floor. So I've got a bunch of wet floor here, and I'm sure back there too as well. So I'm constantly having to clean up, after it, which obviously I'm a lazy guy. I don't want to do, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that either. So, and thirdly, very importantly as well, there's too much stuff inside the mini pond, right? There's that big filter. There's all these plants here. We did the experiment on the plants inside the growing land plants inside the water. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description below or somewhere up here. Somewhere. But so a couple of things real quick. I mean, these have been doing really good. These plants that are potted, right? So the peace lily in the pot is doing really good. All these other plants doing real good that are in the pots, right? Those guys over there are doing really good. But the plants that we've actually put into the mini pond, I don't believe are doing as well as if they were on land or not. So what I'm thinking is removing these big pots from the water and giving the fish more room to swim. So the three main reasons why I'm redoing it, and I'll walk you through. This is the one I got, and I might have got a small one too small, but we'll make sure we'll check it out. This one here, the Pro line Pond Master Pro 1000. It looked bigger than it looked bigger on Amazon than it is here. So, but I mean, I think it's gonna look all right. We'll see. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'm gonna use the current pump, hopefully, if it's the right size, I don't know. But I'm gonna use the pump that's already pumping this thing, so that should be plenty of water. We'll see. I'll put some gravel in here as the filter material, maybe. And then I'll put some of that, I'll dump some of that filter material in here so as to grow some bacteria. But real quick on the updates, I think I'll just show you real quick the Calathea that we put in there. Really nice when we put in there, but really not so nice now. So that doesn't grow in water. The Lucky Bamboo, okay, lots of people say, well, how about the Lucky Bamboo? It's surviving. It's surviving, okay? But it is not thriving. So that right there, that's going out as well. And I might stick that in, you know what I just thought of? I might stick that in the top of this just to see if it makes any difference, but probably not. I'm probably going to use different plants to grow in here. So the plants and the gravel will filter the water, grow the beneficial bacteria, eat the ammonia, right? And the fish will generate the ammonia for the plants. So hopefully all that works out. We'll see. The peace lily. The peace lily, it's doing all right. It's doing pretty good, right? I mean, you can see, and it actually flowered too. I mean, you can see that little flower right there. It actually turned white and all that and flowered, but it's just not growing as good as if it were to be in land. And there is the land counterpart right there to prove it, right there. So that compared to that, I mean, it's okay. I mean, maybe we leave something in there, or I don't know, we'll see. Maybe leave a couple of roots. We'll check out and see what the roots look like. Maybe leave a couple of roots in here. I don't know, try something else. Leave a comment below what kind of plants that you grow outside of land. Maybe some ivy or something, I don't know. Ivy's doing good too. If you want to see a real quick update on the ivy, I put the little trellisy thing right there, and the pothos ivy is just growing out of the fish tank, climbing up that ivy. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, so the ProLine 1000 comes with all the parts. You don't have to drill anything. I didn't drill anything. I did have to buy some separate tubing. I'll leave a link in the description for all this stuff. So I'm going to turn this off. You can hear it. You can hear it. It's kind of loud. So we'll compare. So listen here on this sound, and then I'll also make sure I set up after it's done right here as well, and see what it sounds like after. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So I've got the pump out. Took it apart. Crammed the end of this. It was sitting like this, right? So cram the end of this into the hose. I'm gonna attach this back on here, then attach this to the end of that tub. Got some clamps. I'm gonna clamp that in and I'll show you what it looks like. That's gonna go in there. Like that. Then we're gonna put this in here. Now it looks like it's not gonna fit, but you want to take a hair dryer to this and then push it into there. But if it seems like it won't fit, then that's good, because you can actually manhandle it. But it's a lot easier, actually, if you can manhandle it to the end, which I was successfully able to do. Wow, look at that. You don't need to do the hair dryer. So I'm gonna put a clamp right there and we'll check it out, see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to show you the overflow box. It has in the pieces. Okay. All right, so this piece here, well, you want to make sure that there's a rubber stopper on this side, okay? And you stick that into the hole. All right. Now this piece here is where the water blows out. So the picture shows it like this, so it blows down like this. But the key thing here is make sure there's a rubber seal right there on this side too. So put the seal over here and then put it like this and then twist it on. And I'll need both hands for that. All right, so we're gonna take one of these clamps and clamp this so that we don't have water spill everywhere, which we all hate, right? So just undo one of these clamps. Undo one of these clamps. It's easier if you do it at the beginning, but clamp it in there, push it through, and then screw it on. And you'll feel it start to tighten. And when you clamp it kind of in the middle right there. Yeah. All right, clamped real good. There we go. Let's set it on there. Let's test it out. Oh, that sounds a lot more smoother, huh? Oh, yeah. I think that's going to work a lot better. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Make sure it doesn't leak. And I'm thinking, I don't know, thinking put it back in the box, but I want them to have room to swim. But there's no pre-filter there to capture anything, meaning I have to clean that pretty often. But let's do it, leave it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and move everything around. I'm gonna switch it over to the back and hide it and set it up. It looks like it's doing pretty good. I mean, not too bad. Once I even it out, hopefully it'll even up, but I'll move it around. Let's take a look at the final. I'll go ahead and move it around and we'll take a look. All right, guys, so here's the kind of the final product. We still got to let it clear out a little bit, but I put the plants back. There's that peace lily. There's all them other plants. And what I did there, I'll show you up close. I took that peace lily, right, and I stuck it into the gravel there inside the overflow box, the filter. I put all the gravel inside there. It's starting to clear up. This is one day after. So this is kind of what I expect to see. But you can tell there's way more room for them to swim in. Of course, I have to hide the ugly pump. But you know, the center is clear for the fish to swim. A lot more room. If you can tell, the water flow is a lot calmer sounding. It sounds like maybe like a creek instead of a roaring river. But that sounds better. It's still louder than I would have hoped, so maybe I put a lily pad there or something, but at least I can control that better, I hope. But a lot more space. I got to clean it up a little bit. You know, cleaning or moving stuff around shows the limestone of the water, right? The water was all dripping out, so it covered this with hard water. Same thing here. And I think that might be the problem with the plants. So if you see those plants there, they were sitting right here, and getting that splash. No, actually, that was the plant that was in there at the very beginning, right? So if you can tell, there's like all those, look at that, hard water stains and stuff like that. So that could be contributing. I don't know, I'm not a plant guy, but we're gonna say that we're gonna give this another shot, growing it with the roots in the water. Okay, so we gotta try and see, but I think that's what it looks like so far. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Tell me what it sounds like. Does it sound worse now than before? Oh wait, the one thing that this, I have to show you the bad too. The potentially bad, the disadvantage of this method, okay, and this is a big deal, okay. Ooh, I'm glad you guys stayed to the end because this is really, really important. So the filter is on the outside now. It used to be on the inside, duh, right? What are you getting at? Okay, so this is what I'm getting at. You have to check, make sure that you can easily see, if you just look back there, that you can easily see any dripping. If the water's leaking, you can easily detect any of the leaks, okay? From either that rain or right there in the middle, that right there. That would be leaking. That leaked before, okay? When I did my test, I only checked the ring, I didn't check the back. So you gotta check the back real good. There's water all over the place, so potential for disaster there. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, it's built for that and everything, fine, whatever, but what I'm gonna do, and what you could do just for peace of mind, is buy a bigger container, right there, and set this inside the container. And if this leaks, the container will hold it, covered up with plants. I'll show you that one of these days. I'll show you that. But give me a like if you like this. I mean, double tap the like if you don't like it. Let's see here. So there you have it, guys. Tell me what you think. Better than it was, or worse, or what do you guys think? I think I like it. Once I get that, you know, the bigger container, I think maybe like a Rubbermaid tub or something like that, it'll make me feel a lot better. But the sound is a lot more calm, a lot more chill. And oh, I didn't show you, yeah, there's no splash, right? There's no splash anywhere. So, you know, you won't get the ugly this anymore. Once I clean that up, I'll touch that up. It should be fine. And then there's no spillage on the floor. Anyways, give me a like for the YouTube algorithm. Tell me what you guys think. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you guys busy there. Share this with a fish lover. And thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. Make sure you subscribe. And as always, happy fish keeping. Peace. couple of other thoughts too is you might have wondered why I left the sponge pads still in there from the old filter, right? I left those in there for, I'll probably leave those in there for like a week or so because that's where all the bacteria was previously at, right? Inside that filter. So I'm letting the bacteria gradually migrate through the filters into the substrate, into the gravel, excuse me. And so that it can have a good seating, you know, as well as I did squeeze it out into the gravel, so that way I could seed that gravel with good bacteria from the filter. So that's the reason why it's in there, just to give it an extra safety factor for the bacteria. So if you haven't seen my video on cloudy water in a fish tank, that's just the growing of bacteria. It could potentially hurt the fish, so I wouldn't chance it. That's one thing. The other thing is I'm gonna have to, this thing is ugly right here, and I've got hoses. I'm kind of hiding the hoses, but I'll probably end up cutting the hose, because this is like you saw it at the beginning, like a 4-foot hose, and it wraps around. So it will be more efficient if I cut it and made a shorter trip into the back of that. But that's very minor, not a big deal, but still a thought. Let me know, guys, if you want me to put something in here, because it does look kind of, I mean, it's cool that they got all that room. But it does look kind of bland right there. Maybe a little structure or something like that, or something, or just leave it be. A means put some structure. B means leave it be. Let's do a vote. Put it down in the comments below.